Hey, good morning, everybody. It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So it's early in the morning, eating breakfast as I do sometimes. Figure I turn on the camera and kind of talk about um, what just happened in my fantasy basketball journey. So basically, I'm in this league where it's a points league where you tally up all of the points from the total entire league and then judge that from week to week to week. So it's a unique style team. And it's the only one of that format that I have this year. But anyway, I've been in first place pretty much all season, but then had some injury issues. Um, Guy like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has gone down for several months. I'm a owner of KD. He was out for several months. Jamal Murray, who just went down last night. So you see what I've been dealing with on that team, but I've still managed to kind of keep close with the other main player in that league. But the thing about it was, I wake up this morning. Now, mind you, this is me going to that league knowing that Jamal Murray has to be dropped because of his knee injury. Hopefully, he comes back strong, and prayers out to him because that looked really scary. Uh, so I got to drop Jamal, and I go up there and I see that there's a trade available to me, and I'm sitting there like, all right, let me go check it out. As usual, someone wants to make a trade, and someone is trying to trade Montrezl Harrell for Rudy Gobert. Now, I'm the guy with Montrezl Harrell. He's trying to give me Rudy Gobert. So I immediately check to find out if Rudy's hurt. Because I'm like, I don't know why my main competitor, the guy who just leapfrogged me a few weeks ago, um, is now trying to offer me the best defensive player in basketball, arguably. And for Trez, like, I believe in Trez, that's why he's still on my team, but he's been struggling. You know, he had a game where he did absolutely nothing in the past with the New York Knicks, going up against the New York Knicks. And, to be honest with you, I don't, I haven't lost faith in Trez. It's not that at all. That's why he's still there. But if you're going to give me Rudy Gobert for him, that's a trade I'm going to have to accept. So I did. And the thing about it is this: I was wondering if did Rudy get hurt and I don't know about it? Like, is there something I need to know about Rudy? I've checked his numbers. He looks like he's doing pretty good. He had a game where he didn't put up his usual numbers, his very last game, but throughout the week he's been himself. So I don't have any reason not to believe that Rudy's going to be somebody I want on my team. I own him on other teams, and I'm first place in those teams. So it's like he's not exactly a liability for me. Meanwhile, Trez is a fantastic player in fantasy. We saw what he could really do with the Clippers last year. But the problem with Trez is he's in a situation where Drummond is here. Now he's got, of course, AD coming back, Bron's coming back, Kuzma's coming back. Like, his minutes are dwindling. He's not in a position to where you're going to see him get 30 plus 40 minutes, 35 minutes a night so that he can put up his monster numbers filling up the box sheet. Because, if you give him those numbers, he'll put up all-star numbers, no problem. We've seen it. One of the best rebounders in the game. He'll give you crazy rebound numbers. But Drummond is a very dominant player. We don't know Drummond, the Laker fans, we don't really know Drummond, but Drummond, for what he is, he's dominant. He's a guy you give all the minutes to and just let him control the paint, and he just does things that a lot of humans just cannot do statistically. So when you're considering that, and then you consider, again, AD coming back, Bron coming back, two of the best players in the world, there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for Trez to do what it is that he does. He's going to have production because he doesn't need a whole lot of minutes to give you a lot of production, which is really, really, really great. But the problem is we're weighing him against Rudy Gobert. A healthy Rudy Gobert getting full dose of minutes. Rudy Gobert is the centerpiece of the Utah Jazz. He's going to be getting 30 minutes a game, and he's going to do what he does every night because he's one of the more consistent players in all of basketball as well. So when you're considering who would you rather have for the rest of this season, when you know that Montrezl Harrell is not going to be traded because the trade deadline passed, he's not going to be bought out, he's stuck in that situation with the Lakers where he's not going to be playing as much. And then you weigh Rudy Gobert's situation and clearly see that the Utah Jazz are have the best record in the league, and they're basically anchored by his defense. He's going to be out there doing what he does unless he gets hurt. If we're weighing between the two players in basketball right now, it's not even worth talking about. So I just wanted to come here and just say that I think Montrezl Harrell's a very tricky player in real life to try to find a fit for, because he's a little undersized, and that's what your team is if he's your starting center. The good thing is that he's going to give you production that's much, that shows up as if he's a bigger player. But the problem is that you gotta find the right floor mate for him, the front court mate for him. You gotta be somebody like Kristaps Porzingis, who can both be tall and kind of make up for his size lacking, but also not someone who's gonna be in the paint like Drummond, who can kind of, you know what I mean, make it so that he can have the floor, the paint to himself, while still blocking the shots and getting the boards that he can't get. So it's like Anthony Davis is a great fit for Trez, which is why this worked. You know what I mean? Because he fits that Kristaps Porzingis role where he can stay out, shoot the ball, but also be super long and tall to do what he needs to do. But when you bring in a Drummond, suddenly Drummond and Trez can't really play together, because neither one of them are going to get outside of the paint to create space for one another. They both do the same things. They're both phenomenal rebounders. So there's not going to be an opportunity for Drummond and Trez to be on the floor. They both are going to have their minutes kind of snatched away from what they're used to from their various previous situations. So yeah, Drummond's going to continue to be extremely valuable, because I think he's going to be the one that eats the most, because he's not a size liability. But Trez, on the other hand, is going to be the one that has to sacrifice. He's going to have the DNPs in the playoffs that Dwight Howard had last year. It's going to be that kind of thing for Trez, because at the end of the day, you're just undersized when he's your main center, and that's unacceptable going forward. So unless Trez was to get traded to a situation like Dallas, where he could play with a guy like Porzingis, I really don't see his value even coming close to what you would expect it to come from him. What you would expect to come from him, and it's certainly not going to come close to Rudy Gobert's. So that's how I see it going. I made that trade with no hesitation. I think I made my team better. I think I have an opportunity to get back into the lead in that league, and I'm hopeful that this trade will help me do that, and kind of at the same time cripple the biggest competition that I have, because he's going to find that Montrezl Harrell. I woke up this morning thinking that it might be a good idea for me to drop Montrezl Harrell. There's a lot of players on the waiver wire that I wanted, and he's going to at the same time I check and see that he's actually trying to make a trade for him. So a good thing I didn't drop him. And yeah, hopefully that trade goes through. Shouldn't be no reason why I wouldn't. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. Ain't much going on. It's my Friday. Very happy that is the case. I'm going to finish up my breakfast, watch this video back, and upload it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful one. Peace.